You ever have someone try to steal your land? Well, my HOA did. 10 feet. That's all it took for me to decide I wasn't backing down. I've owned my little farm for nearly 20 years. Nothing fancy, just a red barn, a pasture, and a few head of cattle that pay the bills. I like my space, my peace, my property. The trouble started when a new HOA took over our neighborhood. They were all about community standards and aesthetic compliance. I thought it was harmless at first until one day I noticed something odd. My neighbor's fancy new fence wasn't just on their property. It was 10 feet inside mine. I walked out and stared. Perfectly polished cedar panels, gleaming metal posts stretching across part of my pasture. My cattle were right there, curious, confused. I double-checked my survey maps. Not a mistake. They had taken 10 feet of my land. That evening, I went to the HOA office. I showed them the survey. Your fence is over my property line, I said calmly. It needs to be moved. The manager smirked. It's just 10 feet, he said. Nobody uses that strip. Relax. Relax? On my land? I laughed inside. That was it. That was the spark. I called the county, filed a complaint. Trespassing, unlawful encroachment. Inspector came out, confirmed the survey, sent the HOA a notice, and they ignored it. Not a single panel moved. So I did what anyone who spent decades on their farm would do. I built not a small shed, not a temporary structure, a proper barn, steel roof, wooden sides, running the entire length of the property line. I faced the entrance away from the HOA offices, but the backside? Oh, it pressed tight against their fancy fence. Stocked it with hay, livestock, and a few stubborn cows that loved to graze near it. The smell, the sounds, it reached their offices within a week. They came storming over. You can't build there, they shouted. I held up my survey and smiled. On my land, I can build whatever I want. They threatened lawsuits. I was ready. Lawyer on speed dial, documentation in hand. I even knew a little law trick. In some cases, if you build on your land and someone encroaches later, you can establish your rights and prevent them from claiming it later. Adverse possession. A month later, fines started rolling in for the court ordered the fence removed, but by then, my barn boxed it in. To take it down, they had to dismantle it panel by panel, costing thousands. And me? I didn't lift a finger. Now every morning I walk past that barn, tip my hat to it. 10 feet of land they thought they could take, turned into their most expensive mistake ever. And me? I kept my farm, my peace, and my pride. So if someone ever tries to steal a piece of your life, remember, sometimes the best answer isn't arguing. It's building, literally. Subscribe for more stories.